My sister-in-law is making fun of my little girl for being an introvert. She doesn't like to be around a lot of people because she gets super anxious, and apparently that's not correct the way to live. So I tell my sister-in-law, you can kick rocks out of my house. I don't care if we're at a family event. And oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you this too. I could use some outside opinions on an ugly family situation that blew up. I'm Jane, a 39-year-old mom to 3 children. Lily, 15, Alex, 12, and little Grace, she's 7. My partner, Mark, he's 37, and he's their stepfather. We were planning a big family barbecue get-together at our place, which has become a summer tradition over the years, but organizing these things is always super stressful. You know, trying to get the relatives together, getting the food in line, and just keeping the kids from killing each other. Still, it's usually fun, so we do it every year. The tricky part is, this time was my oldest daughter, Lily. She's extremely introverted and shy and gets very anxious in groups of people. She just prefers to curl up alone somewhere quiet with a nice book. Mark and I are agonizing over whether to even make Lily participate in the family party or just let her hide out in her room, for the whole time. We're always walking a tightrope trying to push Lily a bit out of her comfort zone for her own benefit, but also recognizing when she's hitting her social limits. Finally, Lily came to us herself, practically in tears, begging us to let her sit this party out, because she already felt so overwhelmed by the idea of crowds. After some lengthy discussion, Mark and I reluctantly agreed to excuse Lily from the festivities, hoping we were making the right call for her mental health. The house quickly filled up with relatives. Mark's brother, Dan, came with his wife, Sarah, and they brought their 2 loud, rambunctious twin boys. I love my family, I do, but it got chaotic fast with all the noise and people cramped up in one space. At some point, mid-conversation, Sarah asked very loudly, where's Lily today? Upstairs hiding again? Her tone came off judgmental and dismissive to me. I gently tried explaining Lily's anxiety issues and that we'd agreed that she could stay in her room this time, but Sarah just rolled her eyes. Despite my attempt to change the subject, Sarah suddenly marched upstairs to confront Lily before I could intervene. I immediately get this terrible sinking feeling about whether this was going to head south or not. Anyways, just as I feared. I found Sarah standing in Lily's room berating her, calling her antisocial, rude, weak, and saying that she needs to stop hiding from these family events. Lily was on the verge of tears, so I quickly stepped in and firmly told Sarah she's completely overstepping her boundaries and being unnecessarily cruel to a child over things she did not understand. But Sarah, she snapped back at me. Can you believe she had the audacity to criticize my parenting and say that I was just raising Lily to be a soft, unprepared person for the real world? At that point, this escalated to a full-blown argument, as you can imagine. About parenting styles, judgmentals, and everything. And finally, I told Sarah she simply needs to leave because why? This is my house. And that she's not welcome back until she sincerely apologizes to Lily for her toxic, bullying behavior. Well, Mark, he backed me up 1,000%, saying we need to prioritize our daughter's mental health first. But the rest of the family, well, the barbecue ended in an absolute disaster after the whole confrontation. I comforted a distraught Lily for a long time, reassuring her over and over that she had done absolutely nothing wrong. On the other hand, I'll admit, I'd say maybe 10% of me, a small part. I did wonder if I overreacted by kicking Sarah out in front of everybody like that. So, what do you guys think? Was I too harsh banning Sarah from the family gathering, or should I have handled this situation a bit differently? I know I was protecting my daughter, but I still feel conflicted. Any outside perspective would be really helpful right now. Let me know down below and I will update you guys when I figure this out. What's up, everybody? So I do have multiple updates I found for this original post, and things are just going to get more sticky. If you're not subscribed to the channel though, and you want these daily revenge stories, take a second out of your day, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump into the first update, which came out just a little bit after the original post. I'm genuinely overwhelmed by the support, responses, and perspectives you all have shared with me. Thank you. Anyways, it helps me feel less alone in navigating this family mess. Let me give you an update on everything that's transpired since the disastrous barbecue, as I call it. The extended family remains divided over the whole incident. Half the relatives thinks I overreacted by kicking Sarah out over, quote, just a small argument, while others have privately shared with me that they would have done the same thing to protect their daughter, Lily. It's just causing a lot of commotion and tension and conflict amongst us. And Sarah herself, of course, has been bad-mouthing me, Mark, nonstop to the rest of the family, painting herself as the innocent victim. Yeah, nail this. She's telling everyone who will listen about how cruelly she was attacked, just for checking on poor Lily. The hypocrisy is so frustrating I could scream. Now, I'm not proud of this next part, guys. Please don't judge me too hard. But after about the 50th sob story from Sarah playing the martyr, she finally pushed me over that edge. I decided, you know what, maybe it is time she gets a taste of her own medicine. So I anonymously tipped off a couple of Sarah's closest friends about her tendency to frequently exaggerate stories, or spread complete falsehood about people. Super immature and petty, I know, I joined in with it. But clearly, the rumor spread quickly back to Sarah like absolute wildfire, because she suddenly is having to have this massive damage control with her social circle, questioning her honesty and credibility. Yeah, karma sure works in mysterious ways. Of course, this is all causing even more family drama on top of everything else, and I did create it. Dan has been interrogating everybody trying to find out who started this new rumor about his wife Sarah. You know what? My lips are sealed, but it's putting a strain on my relationship with my brother-in-law. And Dan confronted me directly yesterday, point blank, looking me dead in the eyes, accusing me of fabricating these malicious lies and spreading them about Sarah. I admittedly denied having any involvement, but I don't think he believes me. Well, I'd say on one hand, I feel guilty about how rapidly things have escalated, but on the other hand, I'm still stubbornly feeling vindicated that Sarah's finally getting a taste of her own medicine. She's on the receiving end of the rumors for once. Maybe now she'll think twice about gossiping about my daughter. So, guys, where do I even go from here? Part of me thinks that I should take the high road and come clean about my role in spreading the revenge rumors about Sarah. But the other part wants to deny it and just hope this all blows over soon. I know I'm making things worse, but after all the hurt that she's caused to Lily, it felt so justified in the moment. What do you guys think I should do? Any advice is welcome because I do feel stuck at this point. All I know for sure is I want to shield my teenage daughter from getting dragged into any more unnecessary fights with her toxic aunt. Alright guys, I'm coming at you now with the final update, and then we're going to check out some comments because this update is action-packed. Here we go, update number 2. Thank you, again, for all the different perspectives that you shared on my ugly family situation. It's helped give me some much-needed clarity on how to move forward from here. So guys, let me give you the spiel. Even after I made it clear that she was banned from my home, Sarah has still not backed down. She's been making these constant passive-aggressive posts on social media. I'm talking Instagram, TikTok, you name it, she's posting about my daughter and Lily's little issues, clearly trying to shame her publicly. To protect her from the onslaught, I've had to completely restrict Lily's access to social media and monitor every one of her accounts very closely. No teenager should have to deal with this level of cyberbullying from a relative. It's wrong. But the situation still makes me furious. I even feel like I'm overstepping Lily's boundaries and invading her privacy by having to monitor all her social medias just because I don't want her to be cyberbullied by her own aunt. In my anger, I'm ashamed to admit I've given in to the retaliation again. Using an anonymous profile, I started posting some deeply embarrassing stories from Sarah's wild college days. You know, the ones I heard about through the grapevine of her old friends. I know, once again, petty, super immature, pointless. Sometimes that's what you live for. But of course, the humiliating stories spread quickly online. And now Sarah is having to do major damage control with colleagues questioning her past and judgment. I do kind of, at this point, regret sinking to her level with such petty revenge, but I don't know. Sarah's publicly blamed our entire family for the online post while playing the victim role. And now even more relatives are picking sides in this endless feud. Things have gotten so ugly between us guys. Mark even pointed out I was just making every single thing worse by continuously escalating the conflict with more retaliation and lies on top of lies. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm carried away. He's completely right. I don't know what I was thinking. Revenge is never the solution, is it? At this point, I'm realizing my actions have likely damaged our family, really. I just can't believe how quickly things snowball, out of control. In the heat of the moment, retaliation felt justified, but now, I don't know. Based on a lot of your feedback and advice and all the updated comments, I know the only real option left is sincerely to apologize to my family for all the ways I've contributed to escalating the feud. No more retaliation, no more secrets. I'm starting by formally reaching out to Dan, coming clean about everything I've said and done to make things worse. Yeah, I'm hopeful that he'll forgive me and not punch me in the face or something. I'm also planning to have a very difficult heart-to-heart conversation with Sarah. I need to apologize to her face. I was spreading all these rumors, and you know what? Once she knows it's me, I think that she'll forgive me. My number one priority right now has to be reassuring my daughter Lily, though, that none of this adult drama involves her or is her fault in any sort of way. She's innocent. She's a child. We've called a big family mediation meeting to continue clearing the air and start addressing the deep-rooted issues that allow things to escalate to the first point. I know, it'll be incredibly difficult, but we all want to try to heal this divide. I want to express my gratitude again to everybody here. Yes, thank you for your thoughtful perspectives and everything that people were telling me in the comments. You've given me hope for our family that we can get through this. So, what do you guys think? Given everything that's happened, is it possible for us to repair the relationship and move forward? Has anybody out there been through this? Or are those trust bonds broken for good? Anyways, guys, I'm still worried, but if anything drastic happens, I will update you guys again. What's up, everybody? So I scoured the entire interwebs for any type of update for this story, and there's nothing out yet. It's been 5 weeks, but if anything pops up, revenge or the ending of the story, you guys will be the first to hear about it, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into 2 comments that have different opinions of each other, and they were causing a bit of commotion. Comment number 1 from PookieBear34. Everybody sucks here. You both handled this horribly. Your brother-in-law's wife was clearly out of line for berating your anxious daughter, but banning her from the family and starting rumors about her is overboard. Come on. You became just as toxic as she was being, if not more. You should have been the big person and had a mature discussion about your concerns, rather than immediately resorting to retaliation. Now your whole family's suffering. Apologize and get into the family counseling that you desperately need. Stat. Comment number 2. Johnny Hit says, not the a-hole. That woman was bullying your child in her own home after you specifically asked her not to. Sarah deserved to be kicked out and banned after the cruelty. Was spreading rumors a bit petty? Sure, but sometimes bullies only learn when they get a taste of their own medicine. Sarah is the one who owes your family an apology, not you. I would have done the same thing to protect my kid, come on. Don't let her play the victim on social media when she's completely out of line. Stay strong, OP. Alright guys, let's talk about the first comment that we just read by the Pookie Bear 34 that mentions everybody sucks here. Basically saying, yeah, we get it, you both handled this horribly. Your brother-in-law's wife was clearly out of line for berating your anxious daughter, but you, OP, took it to the next level and kept on going back and forth, trying to get some sort of retaliation out of it. And that's why that commenter is saying everybody sucks here, because OP could have just, tossed this up in the air, forgot about it, and just moved on, maybe even limit contacts. Well, the second comment is totally opposite. It basically doesn't think OP did anything wrong and says, you are not the a-hole. That woman was bullying your child in her own home after you specifically asked her not to. So guys, knowing those two comments, let's talk about it. Where do you stand with this? Are you on the side that everybody sucks here, like the first commenter? Or do you think comment number 2 has a lot of good points that OP's not the a-hole? This happened in OP's house, and OP has a right to stand up for her daughter. Guys, I would love to know your thoughts on it. My name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories every single day, and if you guys want to be a part of these daily stories, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and of course remember, it's cool to be kind. See ya.